So in our earlier class we have seen about the second law of motion. What does the second law of motion state? The second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So what does it state? The rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force and in the direction of force. So what does rate of change of momentum of an object mean? Rate of change of momentum means change in momentum upon time. So rate of change of momentum means change in momentum upon time. This is the meaning of rate of change of momentum. So where all does this actually find applications? So you might have seen a cricket player catches the ball. He does not just catch the ball and hold his hands firmly there. If he holds that way, then what will happen is this is going to hurt his hands a lot, as this is going to bring about a lot of change in momentum. So as soon as he catches the ball, he moves his hands downwards, in the direction of the ball. He gives some time for the ball to stop. If the time given for the ball to stop is more, then the rate of change of momentum is less. As a result, the force acting on his hand will also be less. So this is one application of second law of motion. So this application of second law of motion is whenever a cricketer catches a ball, he moves his hands downwards. He gives some time for the ball to stop. Before coming to stop, he gives it some time so that the change in momentum or rate of change of momentum is less. So the force acting on his hands is less. So his hands will not get hurt. This is one example. The second example is, you might have seen a karate player. He breaks the slab of ice with his hand. To break the slab of ice with his hand, what does he do? He first lifts his hand in the upward direction very fast, and with the same speed or with much greater speed, he hits it downwards on the ice slab. So there is change in direction. First he lifts his hand up and again brings it down. So there is a lot of change in momentum. As a result, the force acting on the ice slab will also be more, and hence the karate player is able to break the slab of ice. This is the second example or application of second law of motion. Now, the third application is, you might have seen a long jump athlete who goes for a long jump. What he does is, the athlete actually he lands, after jumping he lands on sand, and his speed is gradually brought to 0. So when he lands on the sand, his speed is gradually, slowly brought to 0 because of the sand, because the sand is loose. So it gives him some time before he comes to rest. The time is more, so rate of change of momentum is less, and hence the force acting on his body is less, so he doesn't get hurt. This is the third example. Then the fourth example is, whenever a cricket batsman, he wants to hit a ball, what does he do? He first lifts the bat in the backward direction and then hits the ball, because he lifts it in the backward direction and then the forward direction, so that the change in direction of the bat gives more rate of change of momentum. So the force acting on the ball is more. So the ball covers a long distance and goes to the boundary. Okay, these are few examples of applications of second law of motion. Okay, so these are the few examples of the applications of second law of motion. Now let us solve just one. We have already seen the mathematical formulation of second law of motion, and the mathematical formulation of second law of motion is F is equal to m into A, where F is the force acting, m is the mass of the object, and A is the acceleration, okay, of the object. So we will solve one example, and that example is example 9.1 on page number 120. Example 9.1 on page number 120. I will just read the question. Example 9.1. A constant force acts on an object of mass 5 kg for a duration of 2 seconds. It increases the object's velocity from 3 meters per second to 7 meters per second. Find the magnitude of the applied force. Now, if the force was applied for a duration of 5 seconds, what would be the final velocity of the object? This is the question. Mass is 5 kg, time is 2 seconds, initial velocity is 3 meters per second, final velocity is 7 meters per second. Now this is the question. Okay, the second part of the question we will solve later, but first let us solve this, the first part of the question. So let us solve this question. Mass is 5 kg, initial velocity is 3 meters per second, final velocity is 7 meters per second, and the time for which the force acts is 2 seconds. We know acceleration is rate of change of velocity, or acceleration is v minus u upon t. V is 7 minus u is 3 upon 2. 7 minus 3 is 4 upon 2. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. So acceleration is 2 meters per second square. And from second law of motion, mathematical formulation, we know F is equal to m into A. M is 5 kg, acceleration is 2. So 5 twos is 10. And the units of force is Newton. So it is 10 newtons. And second part is, they have asked, what will the final velocity of the object be if the force was acting on the object for 5 seconds? So this is the question asked. So let us solve it. Okay. So here, initial velocity is 3 meters per second. Time is 5 seconds for which the force acts, and acceleration is the same, 2 meters per second square. So we know final velocity v is u plus at. Okay, this is the first equation of motion. So u is 3 plus acceleration is 2. Time for which the force acts is given as 5. So 2 5s are 10. 3 plus 10 is 13 meters per second. This would be the final velocity of the object if the force were to act on the body for 5 seconds. So this is the answer for example 9.1 on page number 120. Now let us solve example 9.2 on page number 121, which would require a greater force accelerating a 2 kg mass at 5 meters per second square or a 4 kg mass at 2 meters per second square. I will repeat the question. Which would require a greater force accelerating a 2 kg mass at 5 meters per second square or a 4 kg mass at 2 meters per second square. Now this is the question asked. This is example 9.2 on page number 121. So here the first mass m1 is 2 kgs, acceleration is 5 meters per second square. We know F is equal to ma. So m is 2 kg, a is 5, 2 5 is 10. So accelerating a 2 kg mass at 5 meters per second square requires a force of 10 newtons. The second part of the question is mass is 4 kg, acceleration is 2 meters per second square. Again we have F is equal to ma. So 4 into 2 is 8 newtons. So accelerating a mass of 4 kg at 2 meters per second square requires a force of 8 newtons. So 10 newtons is greater than 8 newtons. So accelerating a 2 kg mass at 5 meters per second square would require a greater force. This is the answer for the, what you can say, this is the answer for the example 9.2.